Hello, this is Cuckoo. This is Roland's System-8. This is mostly known as a platform for playing Roland's oldest synthesizer models, right here in a modern case. But it does have its own native sound engine as well, the System-8 sound engine, and it's really great. So what I've done is I've spent an enormous amount of time crafting out my own patches for it, and I filled it up completely. So 64 patches of native System-8 sounds right here on it. I'm going to take it for a spin and show you a brief introduction of all of the sounds, and if you like them, you can go to my web store, store.truecuckoo.com, and purchase the whole pack over there. I will also release a free pack, like 16 of those 64 patches will be free to download on Roland's microsite for IRA products. And I think I'm going to release my pack first, and then Roland will release the free pack whenever they have time to launch them on the site. So keep an eye out for the free pack, and if you want the whole pack, just go to my web store. Okay, so first, just going to show you all of the sounds, and then after that, I will show you how to get them onto the machine. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I'm going to go through all of the patches that I've made, and I've divided them up into groups, 8 different groups with 8 presets in every group. And I'm going to put a little marker somewhere here to show you which one is part of the free pack from Roland. But all of these are going to be in the full pack available on my page, and also for my Patreon supporters. Okay, here we go. Whenever this is flashing, I'm using unison, which could be a little bit unstable on the bass, but it sounds fat. Okay, so that was a brief introduction of all of the sounds. I hope you liked them, at least some of them. And so now what remains is to show you how to get the sounds from the files to your device. I'm going to show you two ways of doing that. One is to do it through Roland's Cloud app, and basically you could download a software version of the System-8 and manage all of the patches in that software and then send it over to your synth. The other way of doing it is to use a regular SD card, and the synth has an SD card slot on the back. So you just pop the backup file onto here, put it into your device, and yeah, so let's do it. Let's show you how it works. Okay, so these are the files that you get. If you get the full pack or the free pack, it's the same amount of files. So there are two kinds of files. The System-8 hardware backup files come straight from the synth, from the SD card, and the stuff coming from the software. So these are slightly different file formats. So this one coming from the software editor can only be used in the software editor. And the files coming from the synth, from the hardware on the SD card, they can only be used that way back on the SD card. So make sure to pick the right one. So for the software editor, use this file. If you're going to use the SD card, use the files in here. And I still haven't really decided whether I should ship a backup file or just the export file. The backup file is a backup of everything, all the plug out patches, which is a bit inconvenient, because if you're going to load everything onto your synth, chances are that you have different plug out synths that you don't want to mess up. But so I think it's not really convenient right now to ship a backup file. So what I've done is I've exported all of the patches into an export, like a patch export files, where all of the patches are there, just the ones in this actual pack and in this file. The downside being that you can't load all of these in one go, which is a bit inconvenient. If you want to load everything in one go, currently I think you can do it with a backup, but I think since it might mess up your other presets, I don't want to ship the backup file. So you could do that with a software editor. But here with the export patch library, you can open it up, browse the different patches, preview them, and once you've found something you like, load it and save it to the slot where you want it. If we take a look at the SD card coming straight from the synth, this is the hierarchy. First, a folder called Roland, and it's called System-8, and it's called Backup, and Export, Patch. So this is the hierarchy that the System-8 is expecting. So if you want to load the export pack onto the synth, take this whole folder, copy it, and make sure that this is the file path. Make an export folder there, and make it look exactly like that. And then once you pop it into the synth, you can then read it in the utilities on the system menu, and it's quite straightforward, so it's not very difficult to work with. Okay, the SD card is in place. Let's go into the menu and take a backup before we load something into it. So let's see, go here to utility, enter. Backup is the first option there, enter. Now we can name this backup if we want to, System-8 backup.bin, enter. Do you want to backup? Yes, enter. So now it's going to write a complete backup of all of the sounds and everything on all of the plugouts, including the System-8. So now it's done. Now we know that we have a safe returning point. We're going to the menu again, into utility and restore. Now we can start browsing the different backups that are on the card, and we can see the one that we just made here, System-8 backup.bin. But I'm not going to ship the backup because all of the plugouts are included in the same backup file, and that might cause interference with the backups that you have and the plugouts since that you have in your model. So unfortunately, it would have been very convenient. But we're going to head over to import instead, still in the utility, and enter. Now it's asking for what kind of file we want to import. Is it a backup file? No, it's an exported file. Enter. And now we can select of all of the exported patches that are on the card in the right folder. We can see them here now. So this is the free pack. This is the full pack. I'm going to enter this one. And that takes me to this menu. I can now start browsing all of the patches that are in there. And if I want to preview a patch, like for instance, Meganoid, press enter. It's loading the patch into the synth and just momentarily letting you play it. Now, if we don't want to load this in, we can just exit. I'm still just previewing it. I could take this instead, the source, enter. Okay, that one, I want to load it in. Just press yes again, or enter. Completed. So now, I've loaded the patch into the working memory of the synth. It's not stored, it's just in the working state. As you can see here, is an asterisk star symbol there, meaning that what I have in the memory is different from what's actually in this current slot. So now I can go ahead and save it wherever I want. So by doing this, write, I want to write the patch, enter. It's going to be called the source, enter. And now I can select where I want to store it. I can also preview the ones that I'm overwriting. If I find one spot, I can then press enter and save it there. So that's how you can load in patch by patch and place them in your library in a place where it makes sense to you. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's go to Roland Cloud. In order to send the stuff from your computer to the device, you can sign up for a free 30-day trial up here, join. And the software will continue to work even after the trial has expired. It will continue to work, just that the sounds in the computer that it generates will have some noise in it. Okay, so once you're up and running, go to the catalog So once you're in the catalog, first thing you want to do is download the essentials. This is where you can download the Cloud Manager. Just go to the Roland Cloud Manager and download this stuff for your preferred operating system. Once you've installed it, you have this kind of software where you can download additional stuff. So go to Instruments, System-8, and install this. So this is going to be the software version of the System-8. But there is one more thing you need to download, which I didn't think was very clear here. But in order for the System-8 software to communicate with the System-8 hardware, you also need to download a driver. So let's find the driver. System-8, let's see, Roland System-8 driver. Okay, so let's go to roland.com. System-8 driver. Well, I'm a Mac user, so I'm going to use the Mac version and go through the necessary steps to install the driver. I think you even have to reboot the computer, which is a bit unusual in this day and age. Once you've installed the Roland Cloud, System-8, and the System-8 driver, that's when you can start to load in the patches. Okay, so in order for the software to actually work, it needs to be running in a host. A host is a music program like a digital audio workstation, such as Ableton Live or Logic Pro. I'm going to use Logic Pro. And what you do here in Logic Pro is just make a new software instrument track and load in the Roland Cloud, and the System-8 should be there now. And do it. Create. Down here now, we've got the plugin. Let's click it and see what we have. Yes, here it is. And there's a couple of things you need to set up before you get both of them to work. First of all, connect the USB of the computer to the USB of the synthesizer. And then, now that the driver is in place, go to the settings page and select the System-8 control, both MIDI in and out. This way they will be like hard linked. So if I press a button on the physical keyboard, you can see it. You can see it there on there. So what we want to do now is go here to the patch, and before you do anything else, I suggest you take a backup of what's already on there. So press this button, get all. Ready to get patches? Okay. So now it's going to transfer everything that's on the System-8 and transfer that back to your to this software, to the librarian software. There we are. So now these are all the patches that are on my synth. It just happens to be the pack that I want to upload to the synth too. But you might see all mixed names of what you've created and also like factory presets. And then you save this onto your system somewhere and keep it safe. And then what you want to do to get all of my packs up there, patches, just load, navigate to the file called System-8 software editor files. The hardware files is a different file format, so don't use that file, use this one. So software editor files, open it and load this bin file. And when you do that, you'll see all of the patches here. You can preview them actually on the computer as well. This is running a full emulated version of the System-8, so you can preview everything without even having the hardware synth. So this whole pack works for the cloud version as well. Just select something. Well, it's through the microphone now. You can't hear it very well, I think. So in order to send everything over, you just press this button and ready to send patches. Okay, do it. That's sending all the data. This is a time where you take a zip of the T, and there it is. So now everything that's in this bank visible here is now on the synth. And it's very easy here to, like, say if preset, if this was your initial set, you can just press Command C to copy and get over to the other one here, and press Command V to paste. Yeah, so you can rearrange everything here just the way you want it before uploading it to your synth. Okay, so that's one way of getting the files over. Thank you for watching. All of the links of where to get this pack, like from our web store, from Roland's IRA microsite for the free samples, or if you're a Patreon supporter, you can do it over there. All of those links are in the description of this video. So pop it open and have a little read and click some links. Okay, thank you so much. See you soon.